Well, the Small Business Administration is cracking down on debanking, which the president has been talking about a lot recently. Joining us now is SBA Administrator Kelly Loeffler. Is Kelly there? Oh, okay. All right. Well, she is there. All right. Kelly Loeffler, are you there? Can you hear me?
I got you, David. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. We had to switch things around a little because of other technical problems. Great to have you. So what are you telling the banks about debanking, and what kind of teeth are you going to give to any sort of new regs that involve what they're doing?
Well, David, President Trump's executive order guaranteeing fair banking for all Americans does just what it says. Look, for the last 15 years, since the Obama administration, your viewers might remember Operation Choke Point, when thousands of Americans, law-abiding Americans, were debanked. So at President Trump's direction, the SBA today has sent a letter to our network of 5,000 lenders across this country demanding that they stop debanking individuals and to document practices where they have done that, and if so, reinstated deserving borrowers and those seeking financial services. And unfortunately, this has disproportionately impacted conservatives. President Trump and his family were debanked. I was debanked, and it happened to thousands of Americans. We're going to get to the bottom of it, and we're going to end it.
Well, this is, we used to call it redlining. When they used to do it based on race, a lot of segregationists had redlining of various neighborhoods that they would make it particularly difficult to get any kind of connection with the banks if you were the wrong color. This is political redlining, and I'm just wondering to what extent, because you had a Democrat in office the previous 4 years, to what extent was actually directed by the Biden administration? Can you pinpoint that direction?
Well, this is where it gets interesting, because we have discovered that, first of all, it started during the Obama administration. They were very open about Operation Choke Point, where they weaponized the regulation of banks against conservatives, Second Amendment businesses, Christians, pro-life nonprofits, and many other conservatives. And how they did it? They searched where people might be looking for Bibles, where they might be looking to purchase weapons, law-abiding citizens buying guns, or a pro-life or Christian nonprofit starting. They wouldn't let those nonprofits start in their banks because they disagreed with them. We're ending that. They searched for Cabela's and Bass Pro Shop and really targeted those customers. They targeted my campaign. And so what happens when they do that is people who just have a right, a constitutional right to those services, are illegally debanked.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned the old style redlining. It's also happening right now in communist China. The CCP has been doing this kind of social credit business for years now, and literally that is where we were going to have. Can you stop it flat? What kind of new regs do you have in there that will stop any administration, whether Republican or Democrat, from doing it in the future?
Well, you're absolutely right, David, and we have an example just across the border in Canada where the Freedom Convoy, the truckers, lost their access to their bank accounts because they were protesting COVID lockdowns. I mean, this is real. This is happening. We're demanding that a bank stop it, and thankfully the rest of the Trump administration, bank regulators are too. So whether it's the Federal Reserve Board governance changes that Supervisory Chair Bowman has made to bank examination changes, OCC, FDIC, all the agencies are making sure that they are not judging banks on reputational risk, but on risk management practices. That is the basis of underwriting, to have sound risk management practices, but not social redlining for political causes that they don't agree with.
Very quickly, was there one bank that stood out? I mean, the president has pinpointed Bank of America. I remember in that teleconference he did with the folks in Davos, he did pick out Bank of America as one of the big ones. Was that the poster boy, if you will, for this?
Well, unfortunately, I think there's so many, and many of them are large banks. And that's one example of President Trump and his family. But there are many others, and we expect this process that we're going through that started today, that kicked off with 5,000 letters going to banks, demanding that information and starting a regulatory process that we'll learn more, and we'll certainly be sharing that information with you.
Thank you very much for that. SBA Administrator Kelly Loeffler, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it.